And here we have the Traveller's Bible. Stick the thumb in on a random one, see what we get. Tirana. Down the road from me, wearing his Hugo Boss t-shirts, miles too small. That's the exit from the airport there. That's the airport bus there. I just asked him if you could pay in euros, and he says you can, and it's €4 or 400 lek. So this is Skanderbeg Square, named after a 15th century warlord who gave the Ottoman Turks a good thrashing. But that's all mosaic tiles, that one up there. This is the actual square. There is a big statue of him over there, but they've got some event on. The statue's behind it. That's the famous mosque here, that's the minaret to it. Behind it there is the Tirana clock tower. So it's quite busy, that mosque, with people going in there. It's the statue of Skanderbeg, hidden behind all this. The big Orthodox church. This is the pyramid that was built for the old dictator Enver Hoxha, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's been done up now. I think it might be a museum now. But at one stage, I think this was a NATO headquarters. It is actually quite a bit higher than what it looks. You get up close. Here is the Great Pyramid of Tirana. No need to go to Egypt. So this pyramid was built by Enver Hoxha's relations for when he died, because he thought himself and they thought in that great communist leader they was going to entomb him in a pyramid like one of the old Egyptian pharaohs, but it never happened, and it's just been done up, this thing, up until recently. It all went to rack and ruin. But he gained power in 1944 when the partisans seized power from the Germans, and he remained in power then until he died in 1985, 41 years later. When he first got in power, he started what they called the purge, where he rounded up all of the intellectuals and anyone he thought might be a danger. He put them in jail, off to work camps. A lot of them he executed. They reckon up to 25,000 died due to the communist purge he done. He got more and more paranoid as time went by. He was very pally with the Soviets, mainly because he feared Yugoslavia making inroads here. So he thought as long as he was in with the Soviets, that would stop it. But in 1956 he fell out with the Soviets because he didn't feel they were communist enough, believe it or not. And he got in then with Mao's China. He remained pally with them until the 1970s, when his paranoia got the better of him and he fell out with Mao. But an interesting character, to say the least. And this was where he would have been entombed. Just notice this Soviet plaque on the side of this building here. We've got, on top of it you've got the soldiers, below the workers, and at the bottom the farmers. That's some queuing to get in the Orthodox Church. And that's the traffic. Everywhere you go, that's what the traffic's like here. Gridlocked. This is like, I mean, with a lot of the pavements here. I wouldn't fancy walking down here after you'd had a couple of pints at night in the dark. This is Mother Teresa Square. Mother Teresa was Albanian, for those of you who don't know. She was the nun most famous for having the affair with Gandhi. There's not a lot of poverty here. There's not even a statue of her. There's all nice restaurants and out the back here. Quite plush, to be honest. Don't know whether she would have approved. That right at the end of the road here is the Skanderbeg Square. This is Mother Teresa Square, where I am now, right at the very bottom of it. That, I'm told, is the football ground. But if you walk down there and take the first right, there's another road which goes all the way basically to the top, and that's just full of bars and restaurants. That is the best place I've seen so far. But it's about a mile, I suppose, up to there. This is quite a common sight. What you see as you're walking down the road, you'll see someone and they've just literally set up with their fruit and veg or whatever and they're selling it. I think he's doing hot chestnuts or something like that, but I'll say it's a very common thing here. A lot of them selling books and that as well. And that apparently there is the football stadium. This is right in the Mother Teresa Square. The football stadium, this is the outside of it. It's all like food courts and everything here. That's the Mother Teresa Square where I've just come from, just there. There's another big restaurant there. Looks like they're building a hotels maybe. Yeah. But this is nice. This is like the concourse outside the football ground. Just all bars and restaurants. That looks like one of the gates to get in when there's a game on. Well, I found a gate open here while someone was doing the delivery. Tried to get in, have a look. So I'll get on and have a look at the ground, but everything's locked up. Shame. Some bloke over there looking for his dinner. Gone all the way round now. Not seeing so much a ticket office or a club shop, nothing. There's all designer shops and dozens and dozens of cafes and restaurants. But yeah, no idea where you get a ticket from. It's called the Air Stadium apparently. Here he is, the main man, King ZOG, the master of the universe. King ZOG. He was born in 1895. His birth name was Zogoli, but they shortened it later on to ZOG. In 1912 he led the revolt against the Ottoman Turks. He was actually the chief of the military then, and Albania got their independence. From 1922 to 24 he was the president of the Albanian Republic. 3 years later, beginning of 1928, they decided to install a monarchy and actually offered him the throne, which he took, and he became the first king of Albania, ZOG the First. In 1939, Mussolini invaded. ZOG went into exile over to Paris in France. In 1940, as the Germans advanced, he fled to Britain. He was actually helped to escape by the James Bond writer Ian Fleming. He stayed in Britain then until 1954 when a coup was planned to put him back in power, but the plans for that were actually leaked to the Soviets by the spy Kim Philby. In 1961 he died in France, and in 2012 his body was returned to Tirana and he was put in the royal mausoleum now. You've got the Ukrainian curbstones. One of these roads is called Ukraine Road or Boulevard as well. It's all the names of the people killed under the communist regime. I think it's 25,000. So that house over there is where the old communist dictator Enver Hoxha, that's where he lived. And it's just basically on his residential area on his main drag. Whether he had a couple of palaces elsewhere, I don't know, but he certainly won't live in the dream living there. A bit more luxurious when you actually get close to it, but nothing compared to the likes of Ceausescu.
Pour ce canton, quand fut achevé, je sais comme tu dis, dans la Germanie. Et dit, quand fut débris par l'objet, vous étiez débris. Ascension, le Christ est furieux, l'ordre se supprime. Mais qui est ce Christ? Vous l'idée de ce qui est pris de che fa di queste tortura sì forse per scommettere no o ascoltiamo basta testo dove non si può ora è per stretto di tante polizia
That's where you go in over there, and this is where you just come out of here. Quick one of the room, it's the bed. You get your own actual Wi-Fi box in here. The Wi-Fi does work perfect. A few plugs, you got your aircon there, TV that works, a safe that's free to use, you don't have to pay for it. They give you a free bottle of this water as well with a bit of peppermint in it. And you got your fridge loaded with goodies as well. You get a bit thirsty in the night. Got a big cupboard, plenty of space. And in the bathroom, toilet, shower. They do give you some freebies as well actually. You get a shaving kit, and then in this drawer you've got a toothbrush, just a toothpaste, shoe shine, shower cap, a comb, some slippers, and a spare toilet roll because you're going to go to a football match. But yeah, quite impressed really for €30, and that's with a breakfast in the morning as well. So we'll see what the breakfast is like. But you can't moan at that, €30. So what would my gripes be about Tirana? Firstly, there's no signs anywhere. You know, like you get them brown signs that show you to the historical places and that. There's just nothing of that anywhere. You're just walking around blind. There's most of the streets here don't even have street signs on them. So you're walking down the road and you don't know what it is. That definitely needs to be sorted. And there's no, you can't get a map anywhere. I've been in different souvenir shops. I've asked in a couple of hotels, including my own one. None of them do tourist maps. I've never known a place that, even the souvenir shop, you can't buy a tourist map. There was one tourist information place that I found there in this square here, just up there, which is all boarded up and shut. So there's not a tourist information, nothing. So sort yourself a map out before you come here, or get one of them guidebooks, I'd say. The outside of the main drag, the pavements are awful. I mean, really bad. Here, as you can see, it's all fine. It's nice actually. It's all clean. A few fag butts here and there, but that's it. No litter, no McDonald's wrappers or things like that, like you'd see back home. You do have to watch this though. Everywhere you go, there's people hurtling on these scooters and bikes. I mean, it's all the time. When you're walking across the road as well, you've got to be really careful because you're on a zebra crossing. That means nothing to them. They just keep on coming at you. You've got to be very careful with that. But that seems par for the course in most of Europe, to be honest. And it's funny as well, there's very few that I've spoken to here speak English. I thought everyone would, because most places you go to they do, but there's very few I've found here actually speak any English at all. You try and speak to them and you just get a puzzled look off most. And another thing I noticed earlier, if you want to wee, there is no public toilets whatsoever. You have to go into a restaurant, buy yourself a coffee or something, go in a restaurant and do it. And if you buy a coffee, all you get is them tiny little thimble things all the time, the espressos. That's all they seem to do here. Everyone chain smokes as well. I mean, everyone. And it's really horrible when you're in a bar or a restaurant because the table next to you, they're all puffing away, blowing smoke around. It's horrible. I've been coughing like anything since I've been here. And one final thing is, for whatever reason, the customs don't stamp your passport here. I've been told it's because it's all gone digital, but as us travellers know, we like our stamps in our passports. On the positive side, it is relatively cheap here. A pint of beer is about £2. Food, you get a meal for under a tenner. The hotel, you get a hotel for 30-40 quid with a good breakfast, as you've probably seen in the video. Public transport, I've not seen the train station. I was told that they knocked it down and never rebuilt it. I don't know if that's true. There's loads of buses here which I'm told are cheap, but the roads are just gridlocked, so I just haven't bothered. It's a very walkable city anyway. As for the stories about it being dangerous here and you're going to get your throat slit, it's totally the opposite. It's not been a hint of anything like that here. You've got some nasty looking blokes hanging around and that, but that's all they're doing. Just seems their culture. They just hang around smoking fags, drinking coffee. But for actual danger wise, no, definitely not. There's far worse places in London, that's for sure. There's plenty of restaurants and places to eat here. You get that thing where there's like big long streets just full of them, all the different brand names and that. But I've only seen a couple of actual pubs, but most people just go in the restaurants and get a beer anyway. It's clean enough. You know, it ain't full of litter and that. Not cleaning them back home, I'll say that. There's a few beggars about, but they've all seem to be like old women and just sitting there with the plastic cup in front of them. Not aggressive beggars or anything. And to be honest, there ain't been many of them either. Parts of the town here as well, as you walk around, there's free Wi-Fi actually in the town. So you can get the Wi-Fi for nothing here as well. Literally, as you're walking around, there's very few tourists here as well. I've seen a couple of other English and I think a couple of Germans in the museum, but that's been about it. There's no tourists here. The airport is tiny, so you shouldn't be getting any queues or anything, but I can see now Ryanair are coming here. I can see this being one of them places where you're going to start getting loads and loads of people coming here, so I'd say come here now while it's still cheap and relatively tourist free. But all in all, it's been an alright couple of days, really, a lot better than I thought it'd be.